The confidence switch. A former FBI trainer's method for accessing unshakable poise under pressure. Full audiobook confidence isn't a personality trait you're born with. It's a physiological state you can learn to trigger on command, even when you're terrified. Your heart is pounding. Your palms are sweating. Your mind is racing. You are about to walk into the room, make the pitch, have the difficult conversation, and you think you need to feel confident first. You are wrong. Confidence is not the prerequisite for action. It is the result. This book will teach you the exact physical protocol used by individuals in the highest stakes environments to flip a switch in their nervous system, to turn panic into power and fear into focus. The switch is not in your mind. It's in your body, and you are about to learn how to throw it. Chapter 1. The confidence lie. Listen to me. You have been sold a lie, a dangerous, debilitating lie that has held you back from every stage, every conversation, every opportunity you were meant to take. The lie is this, that you must feel confident before you can act with confidence. This lie is the cage you have lived inside, and today we break the lock. Confidence is not a feeling. You are waiting for a feeling, a magical, shimmering sense of certainty that will wash over you and make you brave. You are waiting for the anxiety to vanish. It never will. The greatest performers in the world, the actors, the special forces soldiers, the world-changing CEOs, are not devoid of fear. They are simply masters of a different principle. They understand that confidence is not the prerequisite for action. It is the reward for it. Think of the actor backstage, their heart pounding, their mouth dry. They don't wait to feel ready. They hear their cue, and they walk onto the stage. The action of walking, of speaking the first line, of moving, that is what generates the confidence. The feeling follows the doing. It always does. Action first, confidence follows. You have this backwards. You think the sequence is feel, act, succeed. That is a trap. The real, proven, unbreakable sequence is act, succeed, feel. You must move your body first. You must take the physical step before your mind agrees. You must speak the words before you feel brave. Action first, confidence follows. This is not a philosophical debate. It is a biological fact. Confidence is not an emotion. It is a physical technology. It's a physiological state. Your mind and your body are not separate. They are one integrated system. What you call confidence is a specific, measurable, and controllable state of your nervous system. It is a heart rate that is elevated but under control. It is a breathing pattern that is deep and diaphragmatic. It is a posture that is grounded and open. When you are in a state of panic, your body is hijacked. Your breathing is shallow. Your shoulders are hunched. Your muscles are tense. This is a biological program for threat. But you can run a different program. You can consciously choose to breathe deeply. You can consciously choose to stand tall. You can consciously choose to relax your jaw. When you do this, you are not faking it. You are literally sending a command to your brain that says, all is well. We are in control. Confidence is a body state, not a brain state. This is the fundamental shift. Stop trying to think your way into confidence. Start acting your way into it with your body. Your brain is a follower. It takes cues from your physiology. If you stand like a victim, you will feel like a victim. If you breathe like a calm, authoritative leader, you will begin to feel like one. You don't need their permission to stand tall. You just need to do it. Confidence is a body state, not a brain state. You are not broken. You are not missing some confidence gene. The capacity for this is already wired into your system. You are already equipped. You have done it before. Think back. A time you comforted a friend in crisis. A time you nailed a presentation you prepared for. A time you had to be strong for someone else. In that moment, you were not feeling confident. You were doing what needed to be done. And the confidence was there. That was not a fluke. That was you. That was your system operating as designed. You accessed a state of poise because the situation demanded action, not because you achieved some perfect mental state. You have already proven you can do this. The switch is already inside you. Your task is not to build something new from scratch. Your task is to make that state replicable, on demand, in the moments that matter. You do this by recognizing the pattern. When you acted, confidence followed. When you controlled your body, your mind fell in line. This is your proof. This is the evidence that dismantles the lie. The switch is already inside you, so from this moment forward, you stop waiting. You stop analyzing. You stop hoping the feeling will arrive. You recognize the lie for what it is. You understand that confidence is a physical state you can command, and you know without a doubt that the mechanism to generate it is already yours. The switch is already inside you. The lie is dead. You now operate on the truth. Action first, confidence follows. It is a body state, not a brain state. The switch was inside you all along, but knowing the truth is not enough. You need the manual for the machinery. You need to know the exact levers to pull. The next chapter is your technical manual. Chapter 2. Hack your body's dashboard. You now know the truth. Confidence is a physical state. But how do you command it? You don't wish for it. You don't hope for it. You hack it. Your body has a control panel, a dashboard with levers and switches that directly control your nervous system. Most people are passengers in their own body, watching the warning lights flash, helpless. You are about to become the pilot. It is time to take the controls. The breath is the master lever. There is one function in your body that is both automatic and voluntary. Your breath. This is your point of entry. This is your master lever. When you are stressed, your breathing becomes shallow and rapid, activating the sympathetic nervous system, the fight-or-flight response. But you can override this. The science is undeniable. Deep, slow breathing stimulates the vagus nerve, the command center of your parasympathetic nervous system. This is the brake on your stress response. It slows your heart rate, lowers your blood pressure, and signals your brain that you are safe. You are not at the mercy of your anxiety. You have a direct line to the control room. Control your breath. Control your state. The method is tactical breathing, used by soldiers, surgeons, and first responders. It's simple, brutally effective. In for a count of 4. Hold for 4. Out for 4. Hold for 4. Repeat. Do this just 3 times. That's 12 seconds. In that 12 seconds, you will have physiologically downshifted from panic to poise. You don't need to feel calm to do this. You just need to do this to become calm. This is not meditation. This is manual override. Control your breath. Control your state. But your body speaks to your brain in more than one language. Breath is the first. Posture is the second. Posture precedes mindset. You are feeling insecure, so you slump your shoulders and lower your head. You have the cause and effect reversed. It's not that your feelings create your posture. Your posture creates your feelings. Groundbreaking research from Harvard and Berkeley confirms this. Adopting a power posture, standing tall, chest open, hands on hips, taking up space, for just 2 minutes, causes a measurable shift in your neurochemistry. Your testosterone increases, fueling a sense of dominance and capability. Your cortisol decreases, reducing stress and anxiety. You are literally changing your body chemistry with a simple physical adjustment. Before you walk into that room, find a private space. A bathroom stall, a hallway, your car. For 2 minutes, stand like a superhero. Stand like a leader who owns the space they are in. Do not wait until you feel like it. The feeling will come because you are doing it. Your body tells your brain what to feel. This is not about arrogance. This is about authority. It is about claiming your physical space so your mind can claim its cognitive power. A collapsed posture tells your brain to hide. An open, grounded posture tells your brain to engage. You have a choice: broadcast power or project fear. The decision is made with your shoulders, your spine, your chest. Your body tells your brain what to feel. You now have 2 powerful tools. But what about in the moment? when you can't stop and breathe for 12 seconds or strike a power pose. You need a stealth weapon, anchor, your physiology. A Navy SEAL on a mission can't always stop to do tactical breathing. A CEO in a heated board meeting can't suddenly stand in a power pose. They use something more subtle, an anchor. A physiological anchor is a physical touch or movement that you have conditioned to trigger a specific state of mind. It works through classical conditioning, just like Pavlov's dogs. You pair a simple, discrete physical action with a state of deep calm over and over until the action alone triggers the calm. Here is how you build one. Find a moment when you are already calm and focused, maybe after a good workout or listening to a powerful piece of music. As you feel that state of calm confidence, perform your chosen anchor. It could be pressing your thumb and forefinger together. It could be a subtle tap on your sternum. It could be squaring your shoulders and taking one deep, quiet breath. You are wiring the physical action to the physiological state. Create an anchor, own your state. Then when pressure hits, you deploy it. In the moment before you speak, you press your fingers together. As you stand to walk to the podium, you tap your sternum. The anchor fires and the conditioned response, the calm, the focus, begins to flow. It is a silent command to your nervous system. It is your secret switch. Create an anchor, own your state. This is the trifecta. The breath for systematic reset. The posture for biochemical dominance. The anchor for instant, silent access. This is your body's dashboard. Master it. The rhythmic breathing sound resolves into a single, clear, confident exhale. Your dashboard is now active. You are no longer a passenger. You are the pilot. You have the levers. Control your breath. Control your state. Your body tells your brain what to feel. Create an anchor. Own your state. You have hacked your physiology. But a calm body is only half the battle. You must now hack your mind in the critical seconds before you act. The next chapter gives you the pre-game protocol. Chapter 3. The 10-second pre-frame. 10 seconds. That's all you have. In the 10 seconds before you step into the spotlight, before you knock on the door, before you open your mouth, your mind is a battlefield. And right now, you are losing the battle before it even begins. You are rehearsing disaster. You are listening to a narrator of your own incompetence. This stops now. You are about to learn how to seize those 10 seconds and install a new operating system. Stop the mental loop. The catastrophic thinking. The what if I fail? They're all going to judge me. This is not reality. This is a broken record playing in your mind. A neural pathway you have worn down with repetitive fear. Letting this loop play is like a pilot, seconds before takeoff, reading a list of every possible crash scenario. It is sabotage. You do not fight this noise with positive thinking. You fight it with a louder, more direct command. You must physically and mentally jolt yourself out of the trance. The moment you feel the spiral start, you interrupt it. Say, stop out loud in a whisper if you have to. Clench your fist and release it. Snap your fingers. This is a circuit breaker. You are not trying to reason with the fear. You are shutting off its power supply. Interrupt the pattern, install the program. This creates a crucial window of silence. A blank slate. And nature abhors a vacuum. If you don't fill that silence, the noise will come rushing back. So you must immediately install a new program. A single, clear, deliberate command. You are the programmer of your own mind. You don't need its permission to change the channel. Interrupt the pattern. Install the program. What you install in that silence is the most important part. You are not installing a wish. You are installing an identity, the identity shift. In that window of silence, you do not beg. You do not hope. You declare. You use a specific present tense identity-based command. The phrase is, I am the type of person who handles this with poise. This is not an affirmation. This is an instruction. You are not lying to yourself by saying you feel calm. You are giving your mind a job description. You are defining the role you are about to play. I am the type of person who gives clear, compelling presentations. I am the type of person who has calm, difficult conversations. I am the type of person who is calm under pressure. The language is critical. I am the type of person who bypasses the emotional brain and speaks directly to the identity. Your brain, desperate for instructions, will accept this as its new directive. It will start looking for ways to make it true. You become what you declare. This is how you build evidence for yourself, from the inside out. Every time you declare an identity and then take action, you are proving to your subconscious that the declaration is valid. You are not waiting to become the person. You are acting as the person, and in doing so, you become them. The feeling of confidence is the echo of this action. You become what you declare. With your internal state reframed, you must now point your focus outward. Your final move is to redirect all the energy you were wasting on yourself. Focus on contribution, not evaluation. The root of your anxiety is a hyper-focus on self. How am I doing? Do they like me? Do I sound smart? This is the evaluation trap. It makes you self-conscious, awkward, and desperate for approval. It puts you in a position of begging for validation. The switch is simple but profound. You shift your focus from evaluation to contribution. You stop asking, how am I doing? And start asking, how can I serve? Or what value can I add to this person or situation? This is a game changer. When you walk into a room thinking, how can I help these people? You are instantly empowered. You are no longer a supplicant. You are a resource. Your nerves transform into a sense of purpose. The pressure to perform is replaced by the intention to contribute. Get out of your head and into the room. Think of the difference. The job interviewee who is focused on do they want me is nervous and needy. The one who is focused on how can I solve the problems this company has is confident and valuable. The person on a date who is worried, do they like me, is insecure. The one who is curious, I wonder what their story is engaging and attractive. The focus is external, on connection and value, not internal, on fear. Get out of your head and into the room. The 10-second protocol is complete. It is a rapid 3-part sequence for the mind. You stop the old program. You install a new identity. You direct your focus outward. Interrupt the pattern. Install the program. You become what you declare. Get out of your head and into the room. Your mind is now framed for action. But action without a clear target is just noise. You need a ruthless system for clarity. The next chapter gives you the Special Forces formula for cutting through complexity. Chapter 4. The FBI's Rule of 3. Overwhelm is a choice. It is the choice to face a complex, high-stakes situation without a simple plan. In a crisis, the human mind shuts down. It cannot process a dozen competing priorities. It defaults to fear. The FBI's hostage negotiation team knows this. They don't enter a crisis with a 50-point plan. They enter with 3. This is your rule book for cutting through the noise. This is how you trade panic for procedure. Simplify your objective. Your anxiety is often just a symptom of fuzzy objectives. A vague goal like, I need to have a successful meeting is useless. It's a cloud of fear. What does successful mean? You don't know. So your brain assumes the worst. The rule of 3 is your weapon against vagueness. Before any high-pressure situation, you will define 3 and only 3 simple, actionable objectives. Not 10, not 5, 3. If you were a negotiator, your 3 might be 1. Establish communication. 2. Get everyone's name. 3. Ensure no one is hurt. That's it. That is the entire mission. Apply this to your life. A difficult conversation. 1. State my perspective clearly. 2. Listen to their response without interrupting. They agree on one next step. A big presentation. 1. Deliver the core problem. 2. Explain the solution clearly. 3. Make one clear ask. Suddenly the mountain becomes a path. The fog lifts. Clarity crushes anxiety. This rule forces your brain to focus on execution, not catastrophe. It gives you a scoreboard you can actually read. You are no longer trying to win. You are trying to accomplish 3 concrete things. That is a game you can play. That is a game you can win. Clarity crushes anxiety. With your 3 objectives set, you must now manage your attention. You do not look at the summit. You look at your next foothold. Focus on the next step, not the summit. A hostage negotiator does not think, I have to get everyone out safely right now. That thought is paralyzing. He thinks, my next step is to ask for the hostage taker's name. Then he does it. Then he asks, what is my very next step? The entire resolution is built one single, simple step at a time. You are looking at the summit. The perfect outcome, the flawless performance. It's too far away. The distance between you and that perfect outcome is filled with fear. You must shrink your timeline. Your only job is to execute the very next step, not the whole presentation. The next sentence, not the entire conversation. The next question. The next step is the only step. This is the discipline of the present moment. When you feel overwhelmed, you ask yourself one question. What is the single physical next step I need to take? And then you take it. You are a robot executing a command, step, then another step. The cumulative effect of these small correct actions is a successful outcome. But you cannot think about that. You can only think about the step directly in front of you. The next step is the only step. This entire process requires a ruthless division of your mental energy. You must stop wasting fuel on things you cannot influence. Control the controllables. Your mental energy is a finite resource. You are spending it on things you cannot change. The opinion of the person across from you, the unexpected question, the traffic that made you late. This is a leak in your focus. It is a drain on your power. You must perform a ruthless audit. Draw a mental circle. Inside the circle are the things you can control. Your breath, your posture, your preparation, your opening line, your 3 objectives, your next step, your attitude. Outside the circle is everything else, other people's reactions, the weather, the past, the unpredictable. Your mission is to pour 100% of your energy and focus into the circle of control. You actively ignore, dismiss, and release everything outside of it. It is irrelevant. It is noise. Focus on your circle of control. This is the ultimate source of calm. When you are fully focused on what you can control, you have no capacity left for anxiety about what you can't. You are no longer a victim of circumstance. You are the master of your response. You are not trying to control the world. You are taking absolute command of your own piece of it. Focus on your circle of control. Sound of a single, decisive checkmark. A pen ticking off an item on a list. The formula is now yours. It is simple, brutal, and effective. You define your 3 objectives. You focus only on the next step. You pour your energy into your circle of control. Clarity crushes anxiety. The next step is the only step. Focus on your circle of control. You now have the mental framework for poise. But frameworks are theoretical. They must be hardened under fire. The next chapter is your training ground. Chapter 5. Practice under pressure. You have the theory. You have the framework. But knowledge without application is just trivia. You cannot learn to swim by reading a book. You cannot learn calm under pressure by being calm. You must be stressed. You must be uncomfortable. You must fall and fail and fumble in a controlled environment so that when the real moment comes, your system knows the way. This is where confidence is forged. In the fire of deliberate practice, stress inoculation, a vaccine works by introducing a weakened version of a virus so your immune system can build defenses. Your mind works the same way. You must inject small, manageable doses of stress to build immunity to the crippling virus of performance anxiety. This is the principle of stress inoculation. You do not wait for the big presentation to test your skills. That is like going into a championship fight without ever sparring. You will get knocked out. You must create a simulation that triggers your stress response, the pounding heart, the shaky hands, and then practice deploying your tools. The breath, the posture, the rule of 3. You are not practicing the speech. You are practicing the recovery. You are practicing the switch. You must practice under pressure to perform under pressure. This is the only way to rewire your nervous system. You are teaching your body that the signs of stress, the adrenaline, the elevated heart rate, are not signals to panic. They are signals to engage the system. They are the starting bell, not the fire alarm. Every time you practice in a stressed state and survive, you build a new, unbreakable neural pathway. You must practice under pressure to perform under pressure. This requires you to build your own training facility. Your own personal stress gym. Create your stress gym. Your stress gym is not a place. It is a set of conditions you deliberately engineer to trigger your fear of judgment and failure. You must become a scientist of your own discomfort. Here are the tools for your gym. First, the camera. Record yourself giving your talk or having your difficult conversation. The lens is a ruthless audience. It will trigger your self-consciousness instantly. Watch the playback. Critique your posture, your vocal tone, your ums and ahs. This is brutal, and it is essential. Second, the critical observer. Practice in front of one person you trust to be brutally honest. Tell them to be a difficult audience, to frown, to ask tough questions. This simulates the pressure of real-time judgment. Third, the clock. Impose insane deadlines. Give yourself 60 seconds to prepare a 2-minute talk. Force your brain to perform under time pressure. This burns away perfectionism and forces action. Seek discomfort in practice to find comfort in performance. The goal of the stress gym is not to be perfect. It is to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. It is to make the simulated pressure so familiar that the real pressure feels like just another day in the gym. You are sanding down your triggers. You are building calluses on your psyche. Seek discomfort in practice to find comfort in performance. But there is a critical rule to this gym. You never, ever leave on a failure. Embrace the flawless Rep.A practice session that ends in frustration, and failure is a lesson in failure. You have just wired your brain to associate the entire effort with defeat. This is why most people quit. They end on a low note. Your practice session must always end on a win. This is non-negotiable. This is the flawless rep. If you are practicing a speech and you mess up 99% of it, you go back and deliver the final paragraph perfectly. You end there. If you are role-playing a conversation and it falls apart, you restart and have the opening exchange flawlessly. And you end there. That final perfect execution is the memory you want to cement. It is the taste you want in your mouth when you walk away. It tells your subconscious, this is possible. I can do this. End on a win. This principle applies to the big day itself. Before you go on stage, do not frantically review your notes. Do one thing you know you can do perfectly. One power pose. One round of tactical breathing. One flawless repetition of your opening line. You are programming your system for success before it even begins. You are stacking the deck in your favor. End on a win. The drumbeat resolves into a single, clear, victorious chime. Your training protocol is now complete. You inoculate yourself with stress. You build your gym of discomfort, and you always cement the victory. You must practice under pressure to perform under pressure. Seek discomfort in practice to find comfort in performance. End on a win. You have hardened your skills. But the final, most powerful shift is not in your technique. but in the story you tell yourself about who you are. The next chapter rewrites your inner narrative. Chapter 6. The Unshakable Narrative. Order in the Court. The court of your own mind. For years you have been both the accused and the prosecutor. You have built a case against yourself based on flimsy evidence and outright lies. The charge: incompetence. The sentence: a life of holding back. The trial is over. Today you become the judge, and you are about to throw the case out for lack of evidence. Your story is your reality. The story you repeat in your head is not just background noise. It is a command. It is the operating code your subconscious mind executes. If your story is "I'm an imposter," your mind will find endless proof. It will make your hands shake, your mind go blank, all to fulfill the prophecy. If your story is "I'm clumsy under pressure," you will trip over your words. Your story is a self-fulfilling prophecy. You have been narrating your life from a place of weakness. You have been telling a story of fear and inability, and your performance has followed the script perfectly. But the script can be rewritten. The narrative can be changed. You are not a prisoner to your past. You are the author of your next moment. Change the story. Change the outcome. This is the most powerful leverage point you have. Before you change your behavior, you must change your identity. Before you can act with confidence, you must see yourself as someone capable of it. The story you tell about yourself is the blueprint your actions will follow. You have a choice: narrate your weakness or declare your strength. Change the story, change the outcome. But you cannot replace a lie with a baseless affirmation. That is building a house on sand. You must build your new narrative on a foundation of unshakable proof. Evidence-based confidence. Forget affirmations. "I am the greatest" is a lie you don't believe. Your cynical mind will reject it. Instead, you must become a collector of evidence. You are building a case for your competence, one piece of hard data at a time. Your past is a library of proof, and you have been ignoring the books. That time you calmed a friend down, that project you finished under a tight deadline, that difficult truth you told, even with a shaky voice. That is not trivial. That is data. That is a successful deployment of poise. Write it down. Keep a proof log. You are not collecting major victories. You are collecting moments where you took action, however small, despite fear. Collect your proof. When the old narrative of "I can't handle this" starts to play, you do not argue with it. You present your evidence. You open your log. You state the facts. On Tuesday, I handled a difficult customer with patience. Last month, I gave a toast without fainting. This is not positive thinking. This is factual thinking. You are not trying to feel confident. You are presenting a factual rebuttal to the lie of your incompetence. Your evidence is your armor. Collect your proof. Sometimes the evidence from your own life feels thin. This is when you need to borrow belief. You need a model. Adopt a heroic archetype. You are not the first person to face this challenge. Someone you admire has walked this path before. A historical figure, a leader, a fictional character, a mentor. Someone known for their unshakable poise under pressure. This is not about imitation. It is about emulation. It is about asking one simple, powerful question in the moment of pressure. What would archetype do? If your archetype is a wise leader like Marcus Aurelius, you ask, how would Marcus respond to this provocation with stoic calm? If your archetype is a charismatic speaker like Martin Luther King Jr., you ask, how would he deliver this message with conviction and grace? If your archetype is a fictional hero like James Bond, you ask, how would he carry himself with unflappable cool in this room? This question does something remarkable. It instantly gets you out of your own fearful head and into a mindset of strategic action. You are no longer little, scared you. You are playing a role. You are channeling a template of competence. Act as if, until you become. This is the final piece of the narrative shift. You are not just telling a new story about yourself. You are acting the part of the person in the story. You are gathering evidence by the way you act. The feeling of authenticity will follow the action. You are building your new identity from the outside in. You are becoming the hero of your own story. One borrowed mannerism, one moment of poised action at a time. Act as if, until you become. The sound of the gavel strikes once more, this time with a tone of finality. The court is adjourned. The old narrative is dismissed. The verdict is in. You are the author and you have the proof. And you have a model to follow. Change the story. Change the outcome. Collect your proof. Act as if. Until you become, your inner world is now aligned for power. But this inner shift must be reflected in your outer presence. Your body must broadcast the calm you feel inside. The next chapter is your training in silent communication. Chapter 7. The Poise Protocol. Sound of a single, sharp, clean click, like a microphone being turned on, followed by absolute, comfortable silence. Your inner world is now a fortress. But the world cannot see inside. It only sees the signals you broadcast. Right now you are leaking insecurity. Your body is sending a chaotic, conflicting message that betrays the calm you're trying to build. Your fidgeting hands, your rushed words, your high-pitched voice, they are all screaming, "I'm nervous." Even if your words are saying, "I'm confident," it is time to align your external performance with your internal state. This is the Poise Protocol. Master your nonverbal leaks. Your body speaks first, and it speaks loudest. Before you utter a single word, you have already communicated your state through 1,000 tiny signals. Pacifying gestures are the most telling. Touching your neck, rubbing your hands, fidgeting with a pen. These are primal, self-soothing behaviors that scream, "I am under threat." To everyone watching, your eyes are the next leak. A darting, unfocused gaze signals a mind that is searching for an escape route. It communicates dishonesty, distraction, and fear. You must replace this frantic energy with grounded stillness. Keep your hands still, at your sides or resting comfortably. Plant your feet. Keep your gaze steady and intentional. This is not about being stiff. It is about being grounded. A still body broadcasts a mind in control. Stillness signals strength. This is a discipline. It is the conscious override of your nervous system's desire to dissipate energy through frantic movement. Every time you stop a fidget, you are not just controlling a hand. You are sending a command to your brain that says, "We are safe. We are in command." Your external stillness will cultivate internal stillness. Stillness signals strength. Once your body is still, you must command the space between your words, the power of the pause. The fear of silence is the mark of an amateur. The inexperienced speaker rushes to fill every gap with and useless filler words. This chatter is the sound of a mind racing, desperate to hold the floor. It communicates uncertainty and a lack of authority. The master understands that silence is a tool. A deliberate pause is power. It gives your words weight. It gives your audience time to absorb your message. It gives you time to think and breathe. In a negotiation, the first person to speak after a pause loses leverage. In a presentation, a pause before a key point commands attention. You are not hesitating. You are punctuating. Own the silence, own the room. Practice this. When you feel the urge to say, you say nothing. You take a quiet breath instead. You hold the space. It will feel agonizingly long to you, but to your audience, it will feel deliberate and confident. This is how you transform from a nervous speaker into a thoughtful communicator. You are not filling time. You are controlling the rhythm of the interaction. Own the silence, own the room. The final element is the instrument of your voice itself. It must be tuned for command, not for panic. Calm in the voice. Under stress, your voice is the first thing to betray you. Your vocal cords tighten. Your breathing becomes shallow. The result is a higher-pitched, faster, thinner voice that cracks under pressure. This vocal tone directly influences your own nervous system. creating a feedback loop of anxiety, and tells everyone listening that you are not in control. The solution is to drop your anchor. You must consciously lower the pitch of your voice and slow its pace. Speak from your diaphragm, not your throat. Feel the resonance in your chest. A lower, slower voice is biologically associated with authority, calm, and control. It is the voice of a leader, not a victim. A calm voice creates a calm mind. This is a physical skill. Practice reading a paragraph aloud, focusing solely on keeping your voice deep and slow. Record yourself. You will hear the difference immediately. When you feel stress rising, your first vocal command to yourself is to slow down and drop. This single adjustment will do more for your perceived confidence than any memorized line. It regulates your breathing, calms your nerves, and projects authority all at once. A calm voice creates a calm mind. The comfortable silence returns, now filled with a sense of assured power. The protocol is active. Your body is still. Your pauses are powerful. Your voice is calm. You are now communicating a congruent message of unshakable composure. Stillness signals strength. Own the silence. Own the room. A calm voice creates a calm mind. You have mastered the external display of poise. But the final, most profound shift is a cognitive one. It is how you choose to see the pressure itself. The next chapter reframes your entire reality. Chapter 8. Reframe the threat. The situation hasn't changed. The stakes are the same. The audience is still watching. But everything is about to change, because you are going to change the definition of the game. You see a threat. Your body sees a threat. But what if you were wrong? What if this isn't a threat to be survived, but a challenge to be met? This is the final cognitive switch, the one that turns your fear into fuel, from threat to challenge. Your brain's ancient alarm system is screaming, danger. It's preparing you to flee a predator. But the boardroom is not a jungle. The stage is not a battlefield. Your system is misfiring, mistaking performance for peril. Your mission is to manually reclassify the event. Change the label in your mind from threat to challenge. A threat is something that can harm you. A challenge is something that can test you. This is not semantics. It's neurobiology. Viewing a situation as a challenge changes your physiological response. Less paralyzing cortisol, more focus-boosting dopamine. You are not in danger. You are being measured. It's not a threat. It's a test. This is the mindset of every elite performer. The surgeon approaching a complex operation sees a challenge to their skill. The athlete on the starting block sees a test of their training. You must adopt the same frame. You have prepared. You have trained. This is your moment to prove it, to yourself most of all. It's not a threat. It's a test. There's a specific physical sensation that accompanies this shift. You know it well. You've just been mislabeling it your entire life. Get excited. The feeling in your chest. The butterflies. The elevated heart rate. The sharpened senses. You have called this anxiety. You have been wrong. The physiological experience of anxiety is nearly identical to the physiological experience of excitement. Both are states of high arousal. The only difference is the label your mind slaps on the feeling. This is your secret weapon. You can consciously relabel the sensation. When you feel the anxiety before speaking, you do not say, "I'm so nervous." You say out loud, "I am excited." You force the new label. The research is clear. Individuals who reappraise their anxiety as excitement perform significantly better. They are more persuasive, more charismatic, more compelling. Your anxiety is excitement in disguise. The energy is identical. You are just redirecting it. Anxiety is energy circling in a drain. Excitement is energy channeled into a laser. Stop trying to calm down. Start getting excited. You have a powerful energy source available to you. Use it, don't let it use you. Your anxiety is excitement in disguise. When even this frame feels too personal, when the stakes feel too high for you alone. You must tap into something bigger than yourself. Focus on the mission. The most powerful frame of all is one of purpose. When you are focused on your own performance, on how you look, on whether you'll be judged worthy, you are small. You are fragile. The slightest criticism can shatter you. But when you are focused on a mission, your personal fear becomes irrelevant. A doctor in an emergency room isn't thinking, "I hope I don't mess up." They are thinking, "This person's life depends on me." A teacher isn't thinking, "Do these students like me?" They are thinking, "These children need to learn this concept." What is your mission? Your mission is to deliver a message your team needs to hear. Your mission is to serve your client by solving their problem. Your mission is to provide for your family by closing this deal. Your mission is to inspire the audience with an idea. The mission is bigger than your fear. This frame is unbreakable. It turns your focus entirely outward. You are no longer a performer. You are a servant. You are a problem solver. You are a messenger. Your personal comfort is a trivial concern when weighed against the importance of the mission. This is how you access courage you didn't know you possessed. The mission is bigger than your fear. The heroic theme swells slightly, then fades to a background hum. The reframe is complete. The threat is neutralized. You have recategorized the moment. You have reclaimed your energy as excitement. You have dedicated yourself to a mission. It's not a threat, it's a test. Your anxiety is excitement in disguise. The mission is bigger than your fear. You have mastered the moment. But no performance is perfect. You will stumble. The final skill is not avoidance, but recovery. The next chapter is your emergency protocol. Chapter 9. The 60-second reset. You will falter. Your mind will go blank for a second. You will fumble a word. You will get a tough question you can't immediately answer. The old you would have collapsed here. The old you would have let that single misstep define the entire performance, spiraling into a chain reaction of failure. That version of you is gone. The master is not defined by the mistake, but by the recovery. Your goal is not a flawless performance. Your goal is a flawless reset. The setback is inevitable. Perfection is a fairy tale. It is a standard that does not exist in the real world. The most accomplished speakers, athletes, and leaders in the world make mistakes. The difference is they do not dwell on them. They do not give a single error the power to corrupt the minutes that follow. You must accept this truth at a bone-deep level. You will get knocked off center. The trigger is irrelevant. What matters is what happens next. The clock is ticking. Every second you spend mentally screaming at yourself for the error is a second you are not present, not performing, not leading. It's not about avoiding the fall. It's about the speed of the reset. Think of a fighter jet that gets knocked off course. Its systems don't shut down. They don't lament the turbulence. They instantly recalculate and correct. You are that system. Your objective is not to avoid all turbulence. Your objective is to have an automatic recalibration protocol. Your value is determined not by your ability to be perfect, but by your ability to return to power instantly. It's not about avoiding the fall. It's about the speed of the reset. This protocol cannot be vague. It must be a physical ritual, burned into your muscle memory. The reset ritual. When you make a mistake, you will not think. You will execute. You will initiate a 60-second reset ritual. This is a non-negotiable sequence that forcibly reclaims control of your physiology and your focus. The sequence is this. Second 0 to 10. The physiological anchor. You take one deep tactical breath. In for 4, hold for 4, out for 4. You feel your feet on the floor. You roll your shoulders back. This reclaims your body. Second 11:30, the mental reframe. You silently reaffirm your rule of 3. You remind yourself of your 3 core objectives. This reclaims your mission. Second 31 to 60, the forward focus. You ask the only question that matters. What is the single, physical next step I need to take? This reclaims your action. You do not debate this. You do this. It is your emergency drill. This ritual is the barrier that stops the mental infection of one mistake from spreading. Have a ritual. Master the reset. This ritual works because it is physical, sequential, and time-bound. It gives your panicked mind a simple job to do. It stops the internal narrative of failure and replaces it with a series of concrete commands. You are not a victim of the moment. You are the conductor of your recovery. Have a ritual. Master the reset. Once the reset is complete, you must exercise the most critical discipline of all, intentional amnesia. The amnesia principle. The mistake is in the past. It is a ghost. The only power it has is the power you give it by continuing to look back. You must develop the discipline of instant amnesia. This is not about pretending it didn't happen. It is about making a ruthless decision that the past moment is irrelevant to the present one. The musician who misses a note does not stop the concert. They play the next note. The CEO who fumbles a statistic does not end the presentation. They deliver the next slide. The moment is gone. Your focus must be on the next actionable moment, and only the next actionable moment. The next moment is a new moment. This is a conscious act of release. It is like closing a browser tab in your mind. The tab is labeled My Mistake. You move your cursor, you click the X, and it is gone. The cognitive resources you were using to power that tab, that shame, that embarrassment, are now freed up to power your performance in the now. You cannot change what happened. You can only command what happens next. The next moment is a new moment. Your past does not get a vote in your future. The mistake is data, not destiny. You extracted the lesson the instant it happened. Now you discard the shame. You look forward, you find your next step, and you take it. This is the mark of true mental strength. The next moment is a new moment. The sound of a deep, clean breath, followed by a single, clear, forward-moving note. The reset protocol is now yours. You accept the stumble. You execute the ritual. You practice amnesia. It's not about avoiding the fall. It's about the speed of the reset. Have a ritual. Master the reset. The next moment is a new moment. You have mastered recovery. You have mastered the moment. Now it is time to integrate these skills into the very core of who you are to become a person of unshakable poise. The final chapter is about forging your new identity. Chapter 10. Integrate the identity. You have collected the tools. You have learned the protocols. You have practiced the resets. But right now, these are still just things you do. They are conscious actions. If you have to think about them, you are still a student, a novice. Your final mission is to move beyond practice. Beyond technique, you must become the principle itself. Your confidence must cease to be an action and become your identity. Make it automatic. Every skill, from driving a car to playing an instrument, follows the same path. Cognitive, associative, autonomous. First, you think about every move. Then you connect the moves. Finally, you perform them without thought. It becomes a part of you. This is where you are headed with the confidence switch. You must drill the system until it is embedded in your neural pathways. You practice the breath until it is your default response to stress. You practice the posture until standing tall requires no thought. You practice the rule of 3 until your mind automatically seeks clarity in chaos. This is not a one-time event. It is the daily, disciplined repetition of the protocol. Repetition creates reflex. Think of a master martial artist. They do not decide to block a punch. Their body simply responds. The training has become the reflex. Your poise under pressure must become the same. When a crisis hits, you will not think, okay, time for tactical breathing. Your body will already be doing it. Your mind will already be clear. The switch will have been thrown by your conditioning, not by your conscious will. Repetition creates reflex. This transformation changes your role in any room, in any situation. You are no longer just a participant. You are a resource. Become the calm in the chaos. When pressure mounts and chaos erupts, people look for an anchor. They look for the one person whose pulse seems steady, the one whose voice remains level, the one whose gaze is focused. This is no longer about your personal performance. This is about your impact on the system. You are now that person. You are the one who remains grounded when the project is falling apart. You are the one who speaks with reason in the emotional meeting. You are the one who can deliver bad news without flinching. People will feel your calm before they even hear your words. They will be drawn to it. They will rely on it. You are the calm others seek. This is a profound responsibility and a profound power. It makes you a leader, regardless of your title. It makes you the person people trust in a storm. Your value is no longer just in what you do, but in the environment of competence you create around you. Your presence becomes a stabilizing force. You are the calm others seek. This identity is not a mask you put on. It is a code you live by. A non-negotiable standard, the Unshakable Code. From this day forward, you operate by a new personal code, a constitution for your character. The first and most important article of this code is this: your poise is your power. It is more valuable than your intelligence, your creativity, or your charisma. Because without poise, none of those other assets function under pressure. This code dictates your decisions. You will choose to walk away from pointless drama, not because you are afraid, but because it violates your code of inner peace. You will prepare meticulously for important events not out of fear, but because it honors your code of readiness. You will reset quickly from setbacks, because your code demands forward momentum. Your poise is your power. This is your ultimate protection and your ultimate advantage. In a world of reactive, emotional, distracted people, you are a fortress of intentional action. You cannot be manipulated by panic. You cannot be derailed by noise. You are predictable in your composure, and that predictability makes you reliable, trustworthy, and powerful. Your poise is your power. The integration is complete. The student has become the master. The techniques are now reflexes. Your presence is a sanctuary. Your life is governed by a code. Repetition creates reflex. You are the calm others seek. Your poise is your power. The confidence switch is no longer a method you use. It is who you are. Now go and lead. The system is now yours. The lie is dead. You know confidence is not a feeling, but a state you command. You hack your body's dashboard with your breath, your posture, your anchor. You pre-frame your mind in 10 seconds flat. You cut through chaos with the rule of 3. You practice under pressure until poise becomes a reflex. You reframe threats as tests, anxiety as excitement. You reset in 60 seconds and practice instant amnesia. You are no longer a person who seeks confidence. You are a person who generates it. On demand, in the moment, under fire. Your poise is now your defining asset. Your greatest professional advantage. Your most attractive personal quality. So here is your final standing order. Live the code. Be the calm. Embody the poise. The next time life demands everything of you, you will not hesitate. You will not wonder if you are ready. You will simply flip the switch. And you will act. The confidence switch is now fully operational. The mission is yours. The theory is over. The methodology is yours. You now know the truth. Confidence is not a feeling you find. It is a state you build. It is a switch you throw. You hack your body's dashboard. You control your breath, your posture, your focus. You pre-frame your mind with a clear, commanding identity. You simplify with the rule of 3. You practice under pressure until poise becomes a reflex. You reframe threats as challenges. You reset in 60 seconds flat. This is not magic. This is mechanics. This is the science of high performance, distilled into a repeatable protocol. The pounding heart, the sweating palms, they are not signs you are failing. They are signals that you are alive and that it is time to engage the system. So here is your final command. In the next 24 hours, you will seek out one moment of mild discomfort. a conversation you've been avoiding, a call you need to make, a request you need to voice. And in that moment, you will not wait for confidence. You will trigger it. You will execute the breath. You will adopt the posture. You will flip the switch. The confidence switch is now yours. The world is your high-stakes environment. What situation will you own first?